Hello, students. This is the exam review that I gave you a packet, exam review packet. From this packet, I'm trying to solve the problems. You had a homework on that, so that since I was missing some of the classes, I could give you the solution, so you guys can have a solution. So look at number 125, what they told you. In the diagram below, ABCD is a parallelogram. So who are that? ABCD. That's a parallelogram. All right. AB is extended through B. So this AB is extended. Okay. To E. Okay, up to E. And C is drawn. And they have drawn CB. So this figure came up. So let's see what are the data given. C is congruent to B, so we can say this guy and this guy is congruent. What does it mean? That's an isosceles triangle, so its base angles are opposite to the uh, congruent sides, the angles will be congruent. So we can say these two guys will be congruent. Let's see what it is. If it is X, it has to be X. Okay. What is, and then D is 112. So this is given as 112. Okay. So the moment we get it, what we can say. Okay, how about, let's see what they ask for. They ask for E. So this is what we'll have to find out. What is it? So if what we have a parallelogram here. This part is a parallelogram. So what do you know? One of the angles is given. So opposite angles in a parallelogram are congruent. So we can say this guy is 112. The moment we get it, we can get this one because they are linear pairs. So they're supplementary. Adjacent angle on a line. So this whole thing is 180. So this x plus 112 is 180. So we can get this x as 180 minus 112. So how much do we get? We get 68. So what happens if this guy is 68, this guy is also 68? We need to get this, okay? Let it be our y. So y plus 68 plus 68, these two other angles gives us 180. So we can get that y equals 180 minus all the 68. 68 gives us how much? 88. 16, 1 remains in hand. 6, 6, 12, and 1, 13. Okay, so we get a 44 degree. So you can say the answer is 1. All right. So this number 127 is the same problem as you have, almost the same. So you can determine, try it by yourself. And then once you go to 126, what do you see? The diagram below is a parallelogram ROCK. ROCK. Okay, all these vertices makes up these parallelograms. So now there is a triangle inside. This time it was outside. Okay. So angle C is 70. That's what is 70. Angle measure of ROS. This guy is given as 65. And now they said, what is the measure of KSO? Let's see who is KSO. K, S, and O. So we'll have to find out this angle. So what you can see, try. This time that can, our exterior angle theorem can help us. What is that? Sum of the any two interior, these two interior equals to the non-exterior of the non-adjacent. Okay, this non-adjacent 2 sum is exterior to this adjacent one. Okay, so this guy will be congruent to this 65 plus this. So what is it? This is the opposite angle of this in a parallelogram. So you know opposite angles are congruent. So this guy is 70. All right. So let me clear it and show it nicely. So what we can do is we can get this guy as 70 since they're opposite angles of a parallelogram. And now we can say this guy is sum of these two. So this measure of KSO should be 70 plus 65. So that gives us 135. So what should be the answer? Number 4. Okay. Let me proceed with this one. A little bit tricky. but I want you guys to understand that very well. So 128. In the follow the instructions in the diagram below a parallelogram AB is parallelogram ABCD. This is the parallelogram we have. And AFGB, so this AFGB, okay, that's a segment. CF bisects. This CF bisects DCB. So what do you get? If this guy and this guy is congruent, if it is X, it has to be X because they bisect equality wise. Don't forget that. And DG bisect ADC. So this DG bisects this ADC. So what do you get? If this guy is Y, this guy is also Y. All right? They bisects, okay? And CF and DG intersected. So they intersected. Oh, CF and DG. Okay, fine. So now they said B is 75. So they are given this angle is 75. So one of the angle is given. Probably we can get this one and this one too. All right. So, and the measure of EFAE. So they want us to find out E, F, and A. So this angle. So we can see this is an angle. If you look at it, this is an angle in a quadrilateral. So what is the total? The 360 degree. We can work from there or we can work from there. Let's see how we can make it easy. I think if it is 75, we can easily calculate this angle as the two consecutive angles in a parallelogram. So they add up to 180 degrees. So we can get this guy as 180 minus 75. That gives us 105. So we get this angle, I mean DAB, angle DAB as 105. Let me clear it a little bit. You can see that. Okay. So now if you get this guy 105, this guy whole thing will be 105. Now we can get X because this half of 105 will, this is bisected. XX makes 105. So you get a 52.5 for that. So once you have a 52.5 for that, now you see, if you look at it, you could be finding this angle, you could be finding this angle and use 360 degree dash. But I think the easiest way will be, now if you look at it, look at this. You need this angle, and you have a triangle here. All right? You have this angle as 75, and you found out this angle as 52.5. So can you use the exterior one? These are two non-adjacent interior, and this is the exterior. Okay, so you can add these two and find this one. So you can say that measure of angle EFA equals 52.5 plus 75. So you end up with 527, and this is 112. So 125.7 degree. So that's 2. All right. Good. Try it again and again. You'll be able to do that. Okay. So if you come up with 129, this says the diagram below shows parallelogram LMNO. LMNO. Okay. This is a parallelogram with diagonals LN. This is the diagonal. M is 118, this is 118, and LNO, measure of LNO is 22. Now this explains why NLO. So what is NLO? Let's determine NLO. Why this is 40 degree. It's quite simple. Because what do you see? It's a parallelogram. So these two guys are parallel. All right? So let's forget everything, erase everything. If you know that this guy and this guy is parallel, and this becomes a transversal. So this angle and this angle is alternate interior. So this has to be 22. They are congruent. Okay. So now they said NLO, okay? What is this? Okay, now you see you can do it in many ways. I think the simple way will be thinking that if this is 118, this whole thing is how much? They are consecutive. So 180 minus 118 gives you how much? 62 degree. So this whole angle of OLM is 62 degree. Now, if you look at it, okay, you need this angle NLO, okay? So you can say angle NLO plus this angle NLM. This guy and this guy makes up 62. And you know, NLM is 22, okay? NLM, this is 22. So you need NLO to show that this is 40. So now you subtract 22, this goes off, angle NLO gives you how much? 40. So you say shown or explained. Make sense? Okay, so let's go with this one. 131. So parallelogram ABCD, okay, that's a parallelogram. DAC measure of DA, let me use another color, DAC is 98, and ACD is 36, okay? So they ask us what is the measure of angle B. We need to find out this, okay? So let me erase all of them and see how it works, okay? So I think best way is to use the angle sum theory. If we can get this angle, we can straight away say since it's a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent. How can we do that? Angle sum theory. Three of the angles add up to 180 degree. So we can find out this angle as 180 minus 36 plus 98, or you can straight away minus. So 180 minus 8 is 14, 1 remains in hand, 10, 13, 134. So if it is 134, what's remaining? 46. And if this guy is 46, these guys are congruent, so it has to be 46. So you see that just to explain, you say angle D is congruent to angle B, since what is the logic? Opposite side, opposite angle, not sides, angles of a parallelogram, let me write it, of a parallelogram are congruent, okay? So you can say this guy is 46, okay? So that's for 131. And now I'm going on with this. Let me erase that so that it looks nice. These are like, there will be few questions like this so that you can do them quickly. These are like just making sense from the properties and basic theorems. Parallels HA and D drawn below diagonal H and AD. So these are diagonal, these are diagonal, okay? So what do you know? Diagonals bisect each other. That means this guy has to be congruent to this guy, and this guy has to be congruent to this guy, okay? They might not be all four equal. Okay, they say AN is half of AD. AN is this, and they say half of AD. AD is this one. There's no connection, okay? So that's nonsense. So eliminate it. AS, so who is your AS? Let me see this AS, okay? That's half of AD. AD, yep, because if this is X, so X is and the bisects, this one bisects, so it is, so this is the answer. You don't have to worry about other things. Once it's a multiple choice question, you got one is correct, all right? Okay, and then let's work with few of them. I'm trying to give you out all the solutions so that you guys can work out and prepare for your quiz. So it tells that quadrilateral ABCD with diagonals AC and BD is shown in the diagram below, okay? So you see this is the quadrilateral, which information is not enough to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. AB is congruent to CD, good. AB is parallel to CD, this guy is parallel to this. Yeah, this is a property parallelogram has. If we can prove it, probably we can say it's a parallelogram. But this is not enough, okay? AB is congruent to CD, yes, and BC is congruent to DA. BC is congruent to DA, okay? This guy also congruent, okay? Yeah, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent, so you can say that. And if we come to 3, AB is congruent to CD, yes, AB is congruent to CD, and BC is parallel to AD, okay? And BC is parallel to AD. Probably this is not, okay, because these two sides are congruent, and they said these two sides are parallel. We don't know whether this ABCD is parallel or not, and if this property, one pair is parallel, this could be a trapezoid too, okay? So this is probably not enough to prove that this is a quadrilateral. And in 134, in a quadrilateral blue, BLUE, shown BE is congruent to UL. BE is congruent to UL, okay? Which of the information would be sufficient to prove quadrilateral blue is parallelogram, all right? So BL is parallel to EU, BL is parallel to EA. It will not be because one pair is congruent, parallel, the congruent, so other parallel, so this could be a trapezoid, okay? But LU is parallel to BU, LU, these congruent sides are parallel, is good enough to prove that it's a
At this time, all teachers
quadrilateral.
should be in their classrooms preparing to begin their parent-teacher conferences. Once again,
Okay,
at this time,
so
teachers
135
should be in their
quadrilateral
classrooms
ABCD has a
preparing for
diagonal
conferences,
at
making sure that the
BCBD, okay?
technology
So let's,
is
it
up to
doesn't have
par.
a visual,
Thank you and have a good
so
day.
let's draw the parallel quadrilateral ACBD, which is, okay? So we don't know what kind of quadrilateral it is, but based on the thing, let's draw something like a parallelogram. If it is parallelogram, we don't know, okay? So ABCD, okay? No, these are the diagonal of, so AC and BD is drawn. Now, sufficient to prove is not sufficient to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. Again, try to find something if you have one pair and parallel and other is congruent. ACBD bisects each other, they bisect each other, fine. In a parallelogram, they bisect. AB congruent to CD, AB congruent to CD, makes sense, congruent. AC is congruent to AD, AC is congruent to AC, oh no, BC is congruent to AD, yeah, makes sense. AB is congruent to CD, ABCD, AB congruent to CD, and AB is parallel to CD, makes sense. AB is congruent to CD, AB is congruent to CD, and BC, they say BC is parallel to AD. Doesn't make sense, it could be a trapezoid. So this is the one, not enough to prove that it's a parallelogram, okay? So the next one that you could do is 139. ABCD shown below bisectors ABCD, okay? The bisectors of angle ABC is obviously this one is the bisector, and DCB, so this one is the bisector, they meet at E, okay, point 80. Angle A is 68, this is given, and they ask you to determine and state angle of measure of BEC. BEC. So they want us to find out this. So how can you do that? They're the bisectors. So obviously this is congruent, and half of it is 68 divided by 2 is 34. I can easily calculate that 34. And then I can probably determine this one, because this is 68, so they are consecutive, because this is parallel, okay, parallel sides, and this is transversal. So 180 minus 68 will give me the whole thing, this whole green part, okay? So how much do I get? 112, I think. Am I right? Yes, 112. Now I need this angle, because if I have this angle, I mean EBC, then from the triangle EBC, I can use the triangle sum theory and find it out. So this guy should be, this bisecting, remember. So this should be half of 112. So half of 112 is how much? I think that should be 56, okay? So you have a 56 here. Now, you can forget about everything and think about only these triangle, okay? While you have two of the angles, you need to find out the third side. I can easily see that that should be, so that should be 90, I think. Let me see, so that is 56 plus 34 plus this, you don't know, x is 180. So what do you find? 0, 9 plus x 180 minus 90 minus 90. You get x is 90 degree. So your measure of angle BEC is 90 degree. If it is a student producing answer, you'll have to show all these works, okay, and label everything, okay. So that's it. I want you guys to just solve this and look at these and try with this 136, 137, 138, okay, and here this 127, okay. So those will be like your homework, and watch this video, okay, for your review. Thank you very much.